Yesterday, so far, what we have gone through? We have gone through about the context filters, isn't it? Now, we will take it forward with the sharing filter. Okay, sharing filter. Okay, the name itself is saying, guys, sharing filter. So what does it mean? Sharing filter is nothing but which is helpful to redistribute, which means to say reusability of the filters across the worksheets. Okay, yeah. So let's see how we can utilize this and how we can implement this as well. Okay, here we go. Let's say I have a data source. Fine. You have some Excel. You have a worksheet. Fine. Guys, where we used to apply the filter in general? Tell me. Let's say I would like to apply filter on segment. See, we already having a filter here, isn't it? Let me remove this. Fine. Where we do apply a filter, look at this. We will apply a filter over here, isn't it? Now, for example, let's say I would like to have consumer and corporate in my report. Fine. So you have only consumer related as well as a corporate related. Fine, you have a filter, isn't it? Now, select that particular filter. What is that? Apply to. So what type, how many types of worksheets you have? Say how many types of filter? This filter apply to what? All using this data source or only this worksheet? But as I mentioned, you have three types of sheets, guys. Okay, what is that? You have three types of sheets, three types of filters. That is all using the data source. Look at this. As I mentioned, okay, all using the data source, only this worksheet, and how about the another one? Selected worksheets. Okay, but why this option is missing? Selected worksheet, isn't it? Because you have only one worksheet here. That is the reason it is not showing. If I go ahead with another sheet, okay, for example, look at this. Okay, now look at this in sample sheet level. Now what happened? See, selected worksheets. So this selected worksheets will come in picture whenever you have multiple worksheets. If you have only a single worksheet, this never come in picture. Okay, so this is what. So how many types of filters we have? Sharing filter level. Again, we have three types of filters. One is selected worksheet. Selected worksheet in sense, here we go. Look at this. So which means on the specific one. Now look at this. Apply to worksheet. Selected worksheet, which means you are going to choose on which worksheet this filter is supposed to applicable, like that. Okay. Now look at this. Let's say I have selected to sheet applied to be sheet 2. Now look at this. Sheet 2. Look at the iconic representation. Look at the iconic difference. See. Okay. Which means this is the sharing filter. This is the icon for the sharing filter. Okay. On the left side, what you are seeing here, right? That is what sharing filter. Okay. So now so far what we have done, we have applied this worksheet to the individual worksheet as well as to the sharing, to distribute it to the other worksheets. That is what we have did, right? You know what, guys? Look at this. Select, right click. What is this? It is supposed to apply to all the worksheets. It is supposed to applicable to all the worksheets which are dependent on this data source. So if that is the case, I'm going to use this one. Now look at this. See, look at the iconic. Icon has been changed. Look at this. If I use selected worksheet, okay, see, the icon was different. Look at this. Okay, now look at this. Look at the icon. That icon was different, isn't it? Now, when I turn it into apply to all the using this data source, look at the icon, which means now this filter is applied. Now look at this. What happened? Now if I pull in category, what happened? Look at this. This filter is coming in picture automatically, isn't it? Now look at this. When I choose segment, what will happen? The filter is applied here. See, only the filter, but there is supposed to one more value, isn't it? So now this filter is going to applicable on all the worksheet which are dependent on this data source. Okay, so this is what, guys, this is what sharing filters, where we can, okay, where we can reuse them n number of times, which are respective to the selected worksheets, which are respective to the individual worksheets, or which are dependent on the total data source. So this is the beauty of a sharing filter again. Okay, so now you can ask me a question. If I have multiple data sources, that's fine. We can apply to the respective data source. That is not an issue. Okay, absolutely. Okay, there is no limitation at all. Okay, this is purely depends upon your need basis. Okay, see, this kind of a sharing filters, you do have it in even in traditional tools also, like business objects, Cognos, MicroStrategy as well. But I can say, like, this is not quite in Tableau it is quite easy. I can say even in traditional tools also it is easy, I cannot deny that, but the usage wise and all, everything is bit simplified at a Tableau level. Okay, yes, guys, are we good with this?
This sharing filter is the same as the data source filter?
Exactly, it's a good point. Data source filter, you are filtering at a data source level itself, right? Which
Yeah.
means before retrieving the data into your worksheet, you have applied a filter, isn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
But here it is not like that. The data has been retrieved into your worksheet, but on top of it, it is going to applicable on the all the worksheets, whatever you are going to use, okay, which are dependent on this data source. And it is quite similar to all the, data source filter, but not exactly, because it is retrieving a data, but somewhere around you are applying a filter here, right? Which is what you are specifically mentioning, that it has to apply at a data source level, right?
Mm.
So which means this is applying on the worksheet level only, but not at the data source level, because you are applying on top of a worksheet at one point of time, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that is the reason. So indirectly, that is what you have a thin line here, Giri. So it's a
Yeah.
good point. I appreciate it. Okay, it's a thin layer. You have to understand the difference. The data is retrieving from the data source. On top of that, you are applying this filter. But if you apply a filter at a data source level, what will happen? Before retrieving a data, then only it is going to be affected. So
Yeah.
it is not exactly as a data source filter in a simple way, I can say. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a valid point. It's a valid one. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? So with this topic, we can say goodbye to our filtering concept. I mean to say, we have gone through about like I can say like a context filter, and then different types of filters like cascading filters, and and data source filter, worksheet level filter, bar level filter, something we have gone through, right? So now that's with this we can wind up the sharing filters, guys. Okay. Yeah. Now let me touch base with a concept called maps, working with maps. Okay, maps. Here we go. So mapping, right, basically, okay, give me a second, guys. Okay, so basically maps are representing what? Maps represents the graphical information, isn't it? I mean to say geographical representation of a data. Okay, what is this? The map is informing about geographical representation of a data, isn't it? Geographical representation. Okay. And one more thing, guys, one more important point here that we need to keep in our mind is, okay, these maps can be applicable, okay, maps applicable on what? Only on geographical dimension, but not on, of course, you can take a help of a dimensions and measures, I agree with that, but what is the criteria that you should have? Look at this. When I select a map, okay, example, what it is referring, look at here, the nodes, okay, one geo dimension is compulsory and zero or more dimensions, zero or one measure. So what is the mandatory element here? Which means the geographic dimension is mandatory. That is what we have to think. That, see guys, the W is giving, see how many nodes also it is giving, okay, say 2 or 4 measures, 0 or more dimension, see, okay, one date. That is what, this is user friendliness you can observe, okay. So what is the catchy point here? The catchy point here is, yes, we supposed to have at least one geographic dimension is compulsion to define a map, okay. Yep. Only with the help of geographic dimensions we can deal with the maps, yes, okay. If you don't have a geographical dimension, you cannot define a map. I'll show you right away. For example, you have what? Something like order date, fine, and something like you have segment and some measure, example, okay, fine, okay. Now what happened here? Of course, that here he is conducting is a longitude, okay, that is the reason. Let me remove this longitude. So what happened? See what happened here, look at this. Why this graph is disabled? Because in the sheet level, I mean to say the column as well as in the row level, you don't have any, something like I can say like you don't have anything like uh, geographic dimension related stuff. That is the reason it was disabled, okay. So make sure that you are having geographic dimension to define the, okay, to define what? To define what, guys? Mapping functionality, which is compulsion. So don't forget that, okay. Now here we go. So what am I going to do now? Look at this. Let's say I'm going to choose as country, fine. See, it is enabled here, okay, country and state, okay, either ways. Now what you can do in a simple, okay, now look at this, simply just need to hit on this, okay. What happened? Symbol map. What is that? Symbol map, which means with the symbols you are getting these icons, right? This is what symbol map. Now do you want to represent the naming convention? If that is the case, look at this, states, okay, country, okay. Do you want to reflect the labels? See, you have it here. Now do you want to define it anything as per the sales wise? Look at this, see, sales wise. What happened? Okay, look at the sizing, okay, size. See what happened? The whatever the huge volume you are having, it is showing it in a bigger volume, okay, and whatever you have less units, it is showing in a small icon. So this is what is that, guys? Map symbol, symbol map, sorry, not map symbol, symbol map, where it is showing you with some sort of symbols, okay. Now you can ask me a question, can we apply a filter on top of this? Why not? Absolutely, you are welcome. Now look at this. Let's say I would like to have top 10 sales, top 10 sales. Now look at this. We just drag and drop a filter, okay. Or else we can do one thing. So top 10 countries, we will take it in this way. Now look at this. Top 10 states, okay, look at this. Top 10 states. Based upon what? Based upon sales. Look at this. Top 10 states which is dependent on the sales wise. See, you have only top 10. Look at this. Okay. So in this way also you can apply a filter. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you can apply a filter on top of these graphs. Okay. So this latitude and longitude would be generated by the tool itself automatically. And you know what, guys? You can ask me a question. What if in a source level, if I don't have this kind of a map data, absolutely you cannot derive this kind of a report. No doubt about it. You cannot. Absolutely. So your source should have this kind of a data. Then only it will, tool is having the intelligence to identify whether it is what kind of a nature of a data. So based upon that, it will give you the results. See, we have, look at this, we have top 10 results. Now, do you want to see the top 5? If yes, look at this. You can edit this. Okay, see again, top 7, I can say. Now look at this. Only you have top 7. Okay, so you can play around with this. Right, guys? This is what? What is this? Symbol map. Now, there is also one type of a map called, okay, another type of a map called filled map. What is that? Filled map. What is this? Filled map. Either you can choose in this way or else simply you can do one thing. See, to define a filled map, you have 3 approaches, guys. One is marks. Marks in the sense, what is the mark? See, this is what mark. Marks here. So simply you need to select this filled map. See what happened? Top 7. Top 7 states based upon the sales. Yes. This is one thing. Or else, okay. Or else, do you want to swap into this one? See, here under show me, you have what? This one. So this is also, okay, again, a filled map. Okay. Yeah. Or else just drag and drag. You can do one thing. I have shown you, right? Just drag any measure into color. So that is also will be turned into a filled map. So this is the way, guys. Okay. Now, can we apply a filter on this filled map? What not? Everything you can do. Whatever the functionalities we have gone through, like filtering, okay, colors, everything you can do, whatever you want, guys. No doubt about it. Okay. But all what you need is practice. Right? See. Okay. Now, you can also do one thing. You can turn it into a pie chart. See, if you observe here, these units are turned into a pie charts. Okay. Yes, these units are turned into a pie chart. Now look at this. You have angles here. Okay, that that I'll touch base it later. Okay. Yeah. And again, filled map functionalities. Of course, this filter again, a filter has been applied here on top of this. Okay. So this is what. Okay. So filled map, you can do it in 3 ways, guys. One is what? By choosing here, or just drag and drop the respective measures into colors, and this is the one. So show me. So these 3 are, you have filled maps. I mean, the ways to achieve a filled map. Okay. Not only that, you can apply. It doesn't mean that you are going to apply only one type of a filter. No, you can apply plenty of stuff. Okay, as per your need basis. Now look at this. What happened? This is what. See, when I add a year to date, what happened? This has been split into, that is what called as dual charts, dual maps. Sorry, not dual chart, dual map. Okay, dual map purpose is what? See, if you observe clearly, different dates with respect to or else you can do one thing. Okay, see, multiple measures again, isn't it? You can also do one thing here. See, right, guys? So dual maps also can be achievable, but for that you need to have a specific measures accordingly. Okay, See, automatically it is swiping on, because if you don't match with the measuring criteria, I mean, I'm going to say the rule criteria, whatever you have it here, going to be automatically swap it in on his own way, right? Anyhow, the dual charts, and we have a concept called background chart, background maps, and how we can define the filters on top of it, how we can define the colorings, okay, pie charts and all. You have it. So that's what I'm going to discuss in my next session. Okay, this is it in today's session, guys.